Patrice Lumumba has reincarnated during the African Cup of Nations. Now, a lot of Europeans are hypocrites because the harm that was done by King Leopold II in DRC is a carnage that nobody has ever been able to do that. But yet, they are hiding it, putting it under the carpet. Now, this is what is happening. They keep celebrating the fact that when we want to talk about the carnage caused by Hitler, they say, oh, you should not talk about it because, and they keep on commemorating the victims, remembering the victims that were killed by Hitler during the Second World War. Of course, what Hitler did is not only bad, but very, 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 very bad, and should be condemned. Now, why is it that a similar situation is not being condemned? And the one in Congo, we are told to just keep it low, like low. Do you know the amount of people that were killed by King Leopold? Do you know the amount of people killed in DRC, in the Congos, by Leopold? It's more than the amount that Hitler did. More than. And they cannot talk about it, and they are not talking about it. Why? Because they know if they talk about it, it makes Belgium dirty. It makes Europe dirty. But why shouldn't we talk about it? So when you saw the statue, the human statue during the African Cup of Nations, it was a reminder to the Europeans watching the African Cup of Nations about the carnage that they did to Africa, to Congo, in the period of colonialism. When you saw that man put his hand like this, it was a carnage that stopped your interference. That see the number of people you killed in DRC. And the world has quickly moved on. But the world remembered that of Hitler. But the world doesn't want to remember that committed against the peace-loving people of Democratic Republic of Congo. It is sad that because it happened to these other people, let us remember. When it happened to these other people, let us not remember. And that's why you see the man in Congo came and put his hand like this, that see what you have done and stop what you intend to do. Lumumba was not killed because he wanted to use the resources. He was killed for stopping people to use the resources of DRC. He was killed because he wanted that no exploitation of DRC minerals. He was killed because he refused cooperation. He refused neo-colonialism. And that's why Patrice Lumumba was killed. Was killed by some of it in collaboration with some gullible fellow Congolese. When you start hearing Mobutu Sese Seko Kozalinga, and the similar thing is happening when an African leader stands up to say, no, we don't want the exploitation of our resources. You say, no, because this one is a terrorist, let's get them out. This one is a dictator. But there are much dictators making news across the world. Saudi Arabia, is it not a dictator country? Why haven't you people do that? But when it comes to Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, oh, those guys are dictators. They are dictators because they are going the Patrice Lumumba's way. They are dictators because they are going the Kozalinga way. That's why you call them dictators. You are calling them dictators because they have refused that you should not take their raw material. And that's why you prefer gullible Africans that you come and give them money and they give you the favor, the green light for you to exploit their resources. When you saw that man put his hand like this, the human statue, it was for a reason. Patrice Lumumba was not killed because he hated the white. He was not killed because he never loved cooperation. He was killed because he wanted the stop of resources. And this is what happened. There was a tussle between Joseph Kasavubu, Maurice Chombe, and Patrice Lumumba. Joseph Kasavubu sacked Patrice Lumumba. Patrice Lumumba sacked Joseph Kasavubu. Maurice Chombe sacked both before you had that tussle. Because Patrice Lumumba stood for the fact for immediate independence and no neo-colonialism tendencies. He stood like that of Osalifu Kwame Nkrumah. Osagiefu Kwame Nkrumah. Nkrumah said the independence of Ghana will be meaningless unless it is linked with the total emancipation for its different African states. By this, that the Ghana independence will not have weight if all the other African states have not had weight, have not had their independence.
Congratulations! You've passed your GCE or baccalaureate, and now it's time to choose a professional university that opens real doors to your future. Let us introduce you to the African Higher Institute of Technology, a career-focused institution that not only awards internationally recognized certificates, but also guarantees direct employment opportunities upon graduation through its solid network of partner companies and institutions worldwide. This school operates in collaboration with the Cameroon Ministry of Higher Education, UBA Bank, St. Francis Xavier Institute, Canada. Located in Yaoundé, Mendong, away from the noisy town, IHIT provides the following for its students: a free brand new laptop immediately after paying a registration fee of 25,000 francs CFA, free high-speed internet access on campus, hands-on professional training, mentorship from local and international experts, offering courses like local government in accounting, finance and administration, computer engineering, artificial intelligence, biomedical sciences, economics and finance, business and management, arts and education, law and public policy, agricultural sciences. Whether you dream of becoming a software developer, civil engineer, healthcare technician, or business strategist, IHT is your direct path to success. Apply now and take the bold step toward a future of innovation, professionalism, and global opportunity.